We are gonna make such a positive impact on the internet. I am actually so excited because I want girls to feel confident in their own skin. My name is Zuza, I'm 12, and I have acute myeloid leukemia. I was 3.5 when I got diagnosed with cancer. I didn't do a bone marrow transplant when I was 3, we just did chemo. Say hi to my vlog! Literally, it's the day after the party, and I got to film 2 clips because it was so busy, and my camera died. My favorite video was all the times I went to the Eras tour. I did a transition for each outfit.
If you guys have seen the latest Glow House clips, then you already know what I'm talking about. The way that they've been treating Zuza? Nah, it is not sitting right with me at all. She is 14, she's survived leukemia and 2 bone marrow transplants, and she's tougher than half of the adults in this industry. And yet, Glow House, with all of their fake smiles and curated TikToks, are acting like she doesn't even belong. That is not just shady, that's heartless. And here's the part that really set the internet off. People aren't just saying she's being left out, they are convinced Glow House is only keeping Zuza around to make themselves look better. She's like the diverse member they can put at the front of every video instead of actually respecting her as part of the group. You couldn't tell me that isn't one of the coldest things we've seen from them yet. So yeah, if you thought that this was just influencer drama, think again, because the receipts, they are messy. The fan reactions, brutal, and the silence from the Glow House, even louder. Let's rewind, because before we even dive into the bullying, we need to talk about who Zuza really is and why this whole situation is hitting way harder than Glow House ever expected. As y'all probably know, Zuza isn't just some random Glow House recruit. She is 14 now, but her story goes way deeper than influencer drama. People were rooting for her long before she even stepped into the scene. She was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia when she was literally 3.5. She went through rounds of chemo, relapsed, and ended up needing not 1, but 2 bone marrow transplants. Most adults couldn't even imagine surviving that, and she had to fight it all before she was out of elementary school. And you guys, the way she shared that journey is what stuck with people. She showed her beads of courage, where every single bead represents a treatment, a surgery, or a milestone. And when you saw the strings of white beads, each one for chemo, it just hit different. That wasn't a poor me moment, it was proof that she is tougher than most people twice her age. Now, the craziest part, when she hit her 5-year remission mark, the milestone doctors usually call cured, the cancer came back. Imagine celebrating being free of it, only to be told the same day that it's not over. That is the reality that she lived.
The day of my 5 years, we were celebrating because 5 years means you're cured and it won't come back. And then we found out it came back. These are my beads of courage. Beads of courage are tracking what you've been through different kinds of beads. I have a lot. The white ones are chemotherapy, and I have a lot of white ones. And then this is one of my bone marrow transplant beads. It's really cool.
So when people talk about Zuza, it's never just, oh, she's the youngest Glow House member. It's, she's the one who literally fought for her life and still showed up, which is why it feels so foul that inside the Glow House, instead of celebrating her strength, the vibe has shifted toward pity and exclusion. And that's where it gets ugly, because the way Glow House positions Zuza makes it seem less like they value her and more like she's there to fill a space they want to look good on paper. Because let's be real, the majority of that house has already been stereotyped as basic white girls, same faces, same energy, same content. And suddenly, when people started dragging them for looking too copy-paste, what happened? They added Zuza, and on top of that, they brought in 2 beautiful girls of color, Laylee and Nevaeh.
Hey everyone, it's Lily. I have some amazing news to tell everybody. I am officially the 12th member of the Glow House, and this is so freaking exciting. I get to represent myself on here and spread positivity with all these beautiful girls, and I'm just so excited, and I hope I can be a role model for some of y'all. I love you guys, and I just wanted to come over here and say that But yeah, I cannot wait to start this journey.
Now, on paper, that sounds like inclusivity, but fans were quick to point out how calculated it all looked, because every time Glow House drops a TikTok or a group video, those three, Zuza, Laylee, and Nevaeh, are almost always lined up right at the front.
I love fast women. Jackie Joyner curse it. Have your cake and eat it. Baby, it's your birthday. Baby girl, you know what I want. Let me do it to you, do it to you.
Like, instead of just blending them in naturally, Glow House is low-key shoving them forward as if to say, see, we're diverse, we're inclusive, stop tracking us. And you guys, fans noticed. One comment that blew up literally said, bruh, you guys cannot be defending them. It is so obvious what they are trying to do. Their idea of diversity is put a girl with cancer and a few black people and call it a day. They don't promote anything at all. All they do is dance. Not an Asian in sight, Latina, or anything. They put them in the front to show, hey, we're inclusive, when in reality, it's the opposite. That's not nitpicking. That is people realizing Glow House is more worried about looking diverse than actually respecting these girls. If the inclusivity is real, it should feel natural. But when it looks this staged, it makes Zuza, Laylee, and Nevaeh seem more like props than actual members. And once that kind of narrative starts, it's almost impossible to shake.
I have so many embarrassing moments, but my most memorable one at the moment is probably I met one of my supporters in a store, and I backed up when I was like leaving, and I banged my head into a shelf, and it's something I can't stop thinking about. Oh my gosh.
Now, video after video, people noticed how often Zuza was ignored, cut out, or barely acknowledged compared to the other girls. Like, she'll be right there in the frame smiling, vibing, doing her part, but when the edit drops, suddenly she's pushed to the side while the favorites take center.
Guess what just got here? Drum roll. The new merch. We have our new Glow House merch, and I have not seen it yet. Here's a little sneak peek of one of the baby tees. Also, I have amazing news. We also just finally got the youth sizes for the Glow House hoodies. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for this, and we're about to unbox and get our first impression reaction to our next drop for the Glow House merch. First thing, the youth sizes. Right? Oh my gosh, they're so cute.
Not gonna lie, you couldn't tell me that wasn't deliberate. Glow House isn't a massive production. It is literally a handful of teens filming content, so who is making the choice to crop Zuza out or give her 2 seconds of screen time while the others get 30? And here's the part that really exposed it. There is literally a vlog titled Zuza Missed Glow House Austin, so we brought the party to her in Chicago. But when you actually watch it, Zuza is barely featured. Her name is in the title, but she is treated like a side extra in her own storyline. And guys, whether Glow House realizes it or not, these little choices are what feed into the bullying narrative. Because when you're already accused of tokenizing someone, every ignored laugh, every cropped shot, every awkward moment starts looking like proof. Now, this is where things get even more obvious, because while Glow House tries to sell the image of being one big happy family, the individual dynamics tell a different story, and it is clear not everyone is treating Zuza the same. Let's start with the positive, because we'll give credit where it's due. Kylie has consistently shown up for her. She is only 16 herself, the newest addition to the house, and she's been really open about her journey with alopecia, the autoimmune disease that causes hair loss.
So obviously I have something about me that's pretty different from most people. I don't have any hair. I have an autoimmune disease called alopecia, and I've had it since I was 2. And I feel like,
And you are beautiful.
Thank you, Gianna. And I feel like socially, I've had a lot of things happen that have made me feel isolated from most people. I'm in high school now, and even like still.
Now, maybe because she knows what it's like to be judged for something you can't control, Kylie goes out of her way to include Zuza. Whether it's vlogs, collabs, she makes space for her. And fans have noticed. Honestly, it's refreshing.
I got chicken nuggets, I got mac and cheese, and I got Chick-fil-A sauce and a Dr. Pepper. What'd you get?
Chicken nuggets, fries with ketchup, and a Dr. Pepper.
We just unboxed a bunch of the new summer stuff for the Glow House.
And then there's Samara. She and Zuza have been making content together too, and some people think the connection is so strong, it's almost overprotective.
Pop it, man, I gotta stop it. I paid for a hair, nails, feet. She did the finger thumb tap and said, Glock it.
One fan even commented, "I'm sorry, but why is Samara so obsessed with Zuza?" But instead of it being weird, most people saw it as sweet. She often holds Zuza's hand, almost like she's trying to make her feel safe in rooms where the energy isn't always welcoming. So yeah, Kylie and Samara deserve props for treating Zuza like she actually belongs. But when you put that against how distant or cold the rest of the group comes across, the contrast is impossible to ignore. It makes Glow House look less like a family and more like a clique, one where only a couple of people are willing to stand by her. Now, this is the part that really rubbed people the wrong way, because instead of Glow House facing the heat for leaving Zuza out, the narrative somehow started turning against her. Comments started popping up like, the Glow House aren't good people. And guys, I don't care how you spin it, that's not just cruel, that is disgusting. She is a survivor. She is a kid who has already been through hell and back, and now strangers online are acting like she's some pity project? No. And you guys, this is where it got straight up tone deaf. September is literally Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and Zuza's entire journey is about surviving leukemia. If there was ever a moment for Glow House to actually stand by her, to show her story in a supportive way, it was this. But instead, silence. They just let her trend under Glow House bullies Zuza while posting their goofy little roommate skits like nothing was happening. And let's be real, Zuza doesn't even need Glow House. I already told y'all earlier about her beads of courage, her transplants, everything she's survived. She earned respect just by being open about her journey, and people see her as strong, not some pity project. She's built her own presence outside of that house, which is exactly why Glow House's silence hits so much colder. Because think about it, everyone online sees Zuza as strong, but Glow House acts like she's disposable. And that's when the ugliest theories started spreading. Glow House wasn't just ignoring her, they were using her story to make themselves look less basic, using her presence to avoid criticism, using her strength to hide their own weakness. And not gonna lie, you couldn't tell me that theory doesn't fit all the way they've been moving. The silence, the awkward edits, the staged positioning, it all adds up. Glow House turned Zuza into their shield, and in the process, they exposed themselves as the real villains.